Okay, so when you hear the name H.P. Lovecraft, your mind probably jumps straight to Cthulhu, right? To cosmic madness and ancient tentacled gods. But have you ever wondered what story scared the man who scared everyone else? Well, he once described a story, not one of his own, as the finest supernatural tale in English literature. Now, coming from the guy who basically invented modern horror, that is a huge statement. So you have to ask, what story could possibly earn that kind of praise from the Master of Dread himself? And maybe more importantly, what was in it that got so deep under his skin that it would change the way he wrote forever? All right, let's pull back the curtain and take a look at Lovecraft's absolute favorite ghost story. The story is called The Willows. It's a novella written all the way back in 1907 by an author named Algernon Blackwood. Now, that name might not be as well known as Lovecraft or Poe, but believe me, for people who are serious about horror, Blackwood is an absolute legend. And just to remind you why his opinion is such a big deal, this is the mind behind The Haunter of the Dark, Herbert West Reanimator, and The Rats in the Walls. When the author of these stone-cold classics calls another story the GOAT, you really have to sit up and pay attention. So, what's The Willows even about? Well, on the surface, it starts out simple, almost deceptively simple. The whole plot is just two friends on a canoe trip down the Danube River. That's it. It sounds like a peaceful vacation, not the beginning of a nightmare. And this is where it all goes wrong. They pull over to camp on this remote, swampy little island just covered in these shifting willow trees. And almost immediately, they get this gut-wrenching feeling that they've made a huge mistake. Like they've somehow paddled off the map of our reality and into a place where they are not welcome at all. And that right there is the key to why this story is so terrifying. It's not just about being lost in nature. It's about being lost from reality itself. To get a handle on it, think about the modern internet legend of the backrooms. That whole creepypasta idea that you can accidentally no-clip out of reality, kind of like glitching through a wall in a video game, and end up in this endless yellow maze while something hunts you. Well, it turns out Algernon Blackwood was basically writing the original Backrooms over 100 years earlier. It's wild when you compare them. In the Backrooms, you no-clip out of reality. In The Willows, the characters cross into another dimension. The Backrooms is an empty wasteland. The island is an isolated, hostile wilderness, hunted by malevolent entities or besieged by unseen ones. It's the exact same fundamental fear. You are trespassing in a hostile reality. And this is where the pure genius of The Willows really shines. It's not about what you see, it's about the soul-crushing terror of what you can't. So think about other horror stories. Take Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. That horror is psychological, right? It's all happening inside the narrator's head, his obsession with that evil eye. The terror comes from within. Or look at another classic, The Great God Pan. That story definitely messes with reality, but the horror eventually becomes something you can see. It's physical. The story talks about unspeakable elements enthroned in human flesh. It's horrifying, sure, but it's a visible threat. The Willows does something else entirely. The horror is external, it's real, but it is completely invisible. It's the unique dread of knowing with absolute certainty that you're in the presence of an ancient, intelligent, and powerful force, but you can never, ever see it. You just feel it pressing in on you. And that specific type of fear is exactly what Lovecraft grabbed onto with both hands. You can literally draw a straight line from Blackwood's creepy island to Lovecraft's cyclopean non-Euclidean cities. You can actually trace the DNA of cosmic horror right back to this one story. So first, in 1907, Blackwood lays the foundation with The Willows, this idea of a hostile universe and forces beyond our understanding. Then, Lovecraft reads it, and his mind is just blown. He's totally inspired by this feeling of cosmic dread. So he takes that idea, builds his entire Cthulhu mythos on top of it, and popularizes the entire genre for the rest of time. So, what is the ultimate feeling that this kind of story leaves you with? What's the concept that haunted Lovecraft so much and, frankly, still freaks us out today? The true horror in The Willows, and in all great cosmic horror, isn't some creature with fangs and claws. It's a feeling. It's that sudden, ice-cold realization that humanity is just a tiny little accident that has wandered into a universe that is ancient, alien, and could not care less about us.
We are ants on a cosmic sidewalk, and something enormous is about to step without even noticing.
And it all leaves you with one final, deeply unsettling question. What if the scariest thing isn't being hunted by some monster in the dark? What if the greatest horror of all is the quiet, chilling realization that the universe is so vast and we are so small, it doesn't even know we exist? We just don't matter.